Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello and welcome to this latest installment, the wedding anniversary installment of Poetic License. It's great to see everyone. Thank you so much for coming by. It's great seeing old faces as well as new. My usual statement is that you guys are all double plus awesome, and my thing is not letting me, come on, sign in so that I can do readings for you guys. Hi. I feel like I'm winded, and I have to hold up my little signs like I used to always have whenever I do this at a live location. Welcome to this most recent installment of Poetic License, first Wednesday of every month, and we just hang out and do round robin poetry, and that's what that's all about. And I hope that's all cool with everyone. And for people who are new or not, I will give off the list, the order right now, and when I've got the next poet, I will also tell who the next poet is so they can get ready for knowing that they will be the poet next. After me, of course, it is always Zoom host, of course, John F. McMullen. Then on the list is Jim. Hi, Greg. It's glad to see you back. Michael, Dane, Lorna, Leon, and Richard is the order. So just so you guys know. But anyway, I'll remind you all of it in all good time. In the meantime, the first round of stuff I always read is material from the most recent issue of cc&d magazine, the May issue, and all the titles of the magazines are based on accepted writings, and somebody had a piece that was called Not Set in Stone, and I thought, not set in stone? I think I've got like an image of a column. He's got it too. A column top that's actually embedded in stone from Agrigento in Sicily, in Italy, I believe this is from. But Not Set in Stone is 3 pieces I'm going to read from this book for you guys. Oftentimes, the pieces I'm picking out of this book are also pieces that are in other books. I've got my first poem right here, and it's one that's called Overturning Against All. It's also in the Cyberwit book Testament. I'm usually holding up the screen because I didn't have the book, but I have the book now. I finally got a copy of the book. This is Testament. So his first poem is in both of these books. And it is my, this comes in 4 different sections. The first section is all post-Roe v. Wade poetry. So that is what this one is. And it is titled Overturning Against All. It is not only a select few who suffer from the Dobbs v. Jackson ruling. The overturning of Roe v. Wade and stripping away of women's constitutional protections, it is not merely only pregnant women affected. Any doctors providing birth services, especially ones specializing in high-risk pregnancies, may leave the state that bans abortions, leaving fewer doctors, particularly and tragically in rural areas. Beyond that, medical students and medical residents won't want to train in states that don't offer this, which is the same practice as providing miscarriage services for women in need. And if that's not enough, the one thing women felt that they had a trusted right to, birth control, that may be taken away from them too. I know this might just be water cooler talk, but I heard within the industry that when the first birth control pill was released, the Catholic Church, who held stock in this pharmaceuticals company, protested madly over the pill. They complained like bad, but they didn't sell, as their stock for this company made money hand over fist because of this sinful product. And I hear that only after a generic came along and the one drug company got less coin from birth control did the Catholic Church sell their stock. But let's get away from abortions and to meds, because some drugs for it are used for other purposes too. As a woman diagnosed at an early age with psoriatic arthritis, one of the drugs I took was methotrexate. And I know people who suffer with psoriasis, lupus, and other autoimmune disorders can't obtain their first-line medication, methotrexate, because it is also in abortion medication. I remember how after a single grand mal seizure, I was put on a medication for it, and that was also happened to be an antidepressant, and I later realized that I felt devoid of life then because that drug treated 2 completely different medical issues. Anti-abortion news now spreading like wildfire makes some search for some all-natural herbal options that are touted online, from Hogwarts pennyroyal to mugwort, or even excess vitamin C. But anyone with an ounce of knowledge knows that too much of this is critically more dangerous to the actual living human female, and it's almost ensured failure on an embryo. But I suppose desperate times call for desperate measures when women lose their rights. Because when some states are bound and determined to do this to women, believe it or not, what kicks in for women is their survival instinct. As some give rights to the non-living. They take away rights from those living, breathing, voting adults across genders, ages, and interests. Because whatever overturning this does, it really does affect more than just a select few. Thank you for the applause. Thank you. I see it and hear for you guys. You guys don't see it on a live feed. Hi there, everyone. But that was your one installment from that section of the book for you. But as some people know, when people would send writing that relates to periodic table elements, I would follow them up with periodic table poems. So these last two that I'm going to do are for ytterbium. And this first one is a Twitter-length one, nice and short. It's not only in this book, but it's also in Twitterverse periodic table poetry. I won't talk about these books anymore. I'm just going to share it with you. They each have an image with them, but I'm going to also try to put the image on the screen so it's in color. I know you guys, I try to show it to you guys. We can see them online too. This is ytterbium. Who knew? And by the way, for all the dorks up there, this is number 70 in the periodic table. YB. Who knew the Swedish island village Ytterby would attract so many scientists that discovered 4 periodic table elements there? Ytterbium is one of the few rare earth elements in high demand now in my TV screen, cell phone, low energy lamps, and even in my environmental electric car. And I had to get a shot of Ytterby to try to show that off. It's so hard to see, but when you actually go to the place, this is ytterbium. Who knew? I had no idea, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So that was that one, but I'm going to give you the actual full poem for ytterbium, which is not in that one, although it is in cc&d. I have to close it up all the time, but it's also in the original book, The Periodic Table of Poetry. Dun, 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 Periodic Table of Poetry. And I'm trying to be creative with this. I really am. This is ytterbium. I've searched for you. Though others may say otherwise, I know you're not at all rare, so I'll keep searching. You will always have been on time whenever I've wanted you, but you seem to leave that fire in the air as you leave, and you always escape me. Like you slip between my toes as I'm walking along the beach, like grains of complex sand, each grain a nearly microscopic crystalline rock. Like you're a minute crystal sliding by me as I walk on by. I know you've always mixed well with others, and so I'll go to that beach. I'll sit down, I'll take a stick, and I'll write your name in that precious sand. I'll check my watch. How long have I been searching? I run my hands along those grains of sand. I'll study those compounds, making those grains of sand, those ragged crystalline stones. Those crystalline stones remind me of the shards of doped glass that shattered when I saw you last. And now it's been so long that I've been looking for you. I'll check my watch again. I'll pull out my pocket infrared laser light pen. I'll shine it on that sand. I'll look to see if anything reflects light in different colors back to me, wondering what I'd see if my eyes could see an infrared light in my search for you. As I said, I'll do anything in my search to find you. I'll check the time again. My watch has to be on time, because I don't care what anyone says. I wrote your name in the sand, and if the elements wash away your name tonight, I will be back tomorrow to write it again. And there's my, and because it's an Italy one, I always did my jump photo for every element, as goofy as it is. That used to be the cover for JanetKuypers.com, this jumping thing. So I would set it with all of the elements as well. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so very much. That was my first reading for you guys. And I see that there are 2 more readings. The Generalissimo is added to the list, and I am assuming that Mr. Poetic is going to be reading. I guess I will find that out from John or from anyone if I hear it.
That's Jennifer, that's Ms. Easter Poetic Desire.
Pardon me? Oh, there's...
Ms. Easter
Yeah,
Poetic.
that's not Eddie. That's Easter. She's amazing. I love her.
Easter Poetic Desire.
Easter Poetic. Okay, sorry, it's cut off, so I didn't see it all. E-T-I-C. Desire. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Thank you so very much. But that's enough of me talking because it's all on you guys now. So the next person up is, of course, Mr. Zoom, Mr. John F. McMullen, and who is following him is Jim. Yay! We'll get to hear from James. So it is all yours, John, if you are ready. Take it away.